waited and waited and watched it, and then we fell asleep, and it was close. And then when we woke up, it was in the house.
Hundreds of people are still being rescued as we enter day 4 since Harvey made landfall. We take a look at how some areas are seeing record high flooding.
Harvey evacuees can now head to Shreveport. I'm Melissa Kakarika with a live look at the Red Cross shelter that opened here today.
And I'll have the latest track on Harvey and expected impacts for the Arklatex in your forecast.
And we take a look at a senior citizen photo that is going viral. See how they were waist deep in murky water. I'm Dominic Ben, KSLA News 12 now at 4 starts right now.
Today's news right now. You're watching KSLA News 12 now at 4.
Now at 4, we are following developing news out of Lincoln Parish after a deputy was shot today. KSLA News 12 Marie Waxel is on the scene, and we will be joining her in just a few minutes. But first, developing news on Tropical Storm Harvey and how it will impact us right here at home. We just learned that several schools around the Arklatex are closing their doors tomorrow due to the tropical storm. All Natchitoches Parish schools will be closed tomorrow due to Harvey. It is unclear if school will be open back up on Thursday. Also, all schools in Sabine Parish are closing their doors tomorrow for school, and all campuses will be closed at Northwestern State tomorrow until further notice. Of course, you can stay with KSLA News 12 for the latest updates on that. And we will have a full list of school closures that you can find on our Harvey section on KSLA.com. Make sure you have the KSLA News 12 app downloaded to your phone. And for updates every time you need them, you can go to your phone and check it. It's coverage you can click on. And now let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Jeff Castle with how Tropical Storm Harvey is affecting the Arklatex. Jeff, when is the nasty stuff coming our way? Well,
Dominique, that heavier rain is expecting to start coming in as we take you later this evening and overnight tonight. And that's the main concern out of Harvey is going to be the potential for some very heavy rain, especially through the day tomorrow. Latest update coming out just moments ago from the National Hurricane Center. Harvey is still out over the extreme northern part of the Gulf of Mexico. Winds have actually increased from 1 o'clock this afternoon up to 50 miles per hour. But due to how close it is to moving back on shore, we're not likely to see any additional strengthening. Harvey is starting to pick up some speed, moving to the north-northeast at 6 miles per hour, and that will bring it on shore here later on this evening and overnight tonight, and it will continue to track northward during the day tomorrow. Here's where Harvey's expected to be located after midnight tonight. Should be inland right along the Texas and Louisiana border. And the latest track, very close to what it had earlier today, maybe a slight shift back to the west, but the good news is that over the last couple days, the track of Harvey has shifted a little eastward, and that means the impacts here in the Arklatex a little bit lower than it looked 3 or 4 days ago. So some good news. Harvey will not be a tropical storm as it enters the Arklatex, but still could be a tropical depression with sustained winds around 35 miles per hour, and then it'll continue to weaken as it moves away from the area heading into Thursday and Friday of this week. Quick look at radar. Most of us fairly quiet, although we are finally starting to see some steadier rain shift into the southern Arklatex, San Augustine County, Texas, and Sabine County, Texas, getting the first of those raindrops. And we'll see this gradually spreading in across the southern part of the Arklatex this evening and overnight tonight. Back in a few moments, we are tracking that rain for you. I'll have an update on expected rain amounts between now and the end of the week on the way in your forecast.
I've lost everything. I've lost both cars and everything in my house. We've got waist-high water in my house.
What happened when these guys came?
Well, they rescued me in a boat first. And then they brought me in by helicopter here. So the boat took us to the community center, and that was going to flood. So then they evacuated us by helicopter.
Rescue crews are still out in Texas and now Louisiana to help people from this catastrophic flooding. Several spots around Houston are reporting more than 48 inches of rainfall. That would be the most rain ever recorded in the 48 continental states from a hurricane or tropical storm making landfall. The previous record was from Tropical Storm Amelia in 1978, which was also in Texas. The record for the U.S. as a whole is 52 inches. And as Harvey makes its way into Louisiana, people in Lake Charles are already experiencing major flooding. Crews rescued about 500 people overnight from flooded homes, and residents are saying it's getting worse.
It was high, a lot higher than that yesterday. It was to the road. You couldn't even drive out the road yesterday. Water was up to about right here in my driveway.
Right now, about 210 soldiers from the Louisiana National Guard are in southwest Louisiana to help with rescue efforts. We continue to track Harvey throughout the Arklatex, and we have team coverage throughout the day. Melissa Kakarika is out in Caddo Parish, where the American Red Cross is now open evacuation shelters. But first, we're going to check in with KSLA News 12's Nick Lawton, who is in Natchitoches as people are preparing for Harvey with sandbags. Nick.
That's right, Dominique. We're here live inside of the Natchitoches Parish Public Works building on 110 Mill Street, where, as you can see behind me, a team of volunteers, public works employees, and Natchitoches Parish Detention Center inmates are now working to get more and more sandbags into people's cars. A state of emergency, a parish-wide state of emergency, was just declared here in Natchitoches Parish due to the upcoming wind speeds and rain totals and flooding conditions. That parish-wide state of emergency was just declared by the parish president, Rick Nallen, and Sheriff Victor Jones, who's also the head of the Office of Emergency Preparedness. We're going to step out of the way here and show you just exactly the kind of operation they've got. Anyone needing sandbags can just drive down here to the Public Works building here on 110 Mill Street. As you can see, they have piles of sandbags right here. As a matter of fact, the Public Works director told me they've given out 15 to 20,000 sandbags just today alone, and we've got a line of cars outside the building, and we've also got a sandbag making machine right here. So they are now not only giving sandbags out, but they are making them as quickly as they give them out. We've gotten a chance to speak with some Natchitoches Parish residents out here today who say they're not very horrendously concerned about flooding again like they did last March, back in March 2016, but they are coming here obviously with a line out the door to get sandbags loaded into their cars and take precautions into their own hands. We'll have more for you coming up on KSLA News 12 at 5 and 6. We're now reporting live in Natchitoches. I'm Nick Lawton. Dominique, back to you.
All right, Nick, thanks. The Red Cross has opened its doors in Shreveport for Harvey evacuees. A shelter was opened at Morning Star Baptist Church on Jewella Avenue around 1 o'clock this afternoon. KSLA News 12's Melissa Kakarika joins us live from outside the shelter with more details. Melissa.
Dominique, I'm told a call came in from a family of 8 from Houston that they needed a place to stay, and the Red Cross did decide to open more shelters, including this one right here in Shreveport. You can see it's designated as a shelter by signs saying shelter right outside the door. I'm told there's already 2 people here from Texas who lost everything to flooding. They're inside sleeping right now. That family of 8 is expected to arrive sometime today. The shelter can hold 150 people. Once they get here, they'll get a cot, a blanket, meals, bottled water, comfort kits with things like shampoo and body wash, anything like that. The shelter supervisor tells me that the shelter is open to anyone in Texas, Louisiana, or even here in the Arklatex who may be affected by flooding over the coming days as Harvey moves closer to our area. So if you know someone who needs a place to stay, you can direct them here. Live at Morning Star Baptist Church in Shreveport, Melissa Kakarika, KSLA News 12.
New at 4 supplies are being collected at one Shreveport church to help those hit hardest from Harvey. River Park Church teamed up with the Warrior Network and several other area churches to fill the truck. The church already has a crew in Houston helping with boat rescues. Pastor Mark Briggs has spent the last few days there saving stranded residents. The team rescued 100 people yesterday alone. He told his son the devastation is unbelievable.
Everything that the media has said about it, he said double it. It's way worse than what it's even being portrayed as. So we really can't know how bad it is until the waters go down, but he said it looks really, really bad.
Here's a list of some of the items they're accepting at River Park Church this week: paper towels, gloves, utility knives, garbage bags, bleach, and rags. They're accepting the donations at the church, which is located at Old Hamels Park, every day from 9 in the morning until 5. Governor John Bel Edwards is approving a plan to help give fuel to members of the Cajun Navy who are helping with rescues in Texas. Reporter Karen Chwala in our newsroom in Baton Rouge spent the day in Humboldt, Texas, which is just northeast of Houston. She joins us now with the Cajun Navy.
Good afternoon to you from Humboldt, Texas. Specifically, we are in the Northridge subdivision. Just take a look. I mean, right there, that house, all you see now is the rooftop. Again, this has just been a historic event here, things people have never seen before, and talking to everyone, they're all saying thank you so very much for coming and helping. We did not have the boats, we needed the resources. Now in Humboldt, Texas, we're being told we don't need the boats anymore, we still do need donations. It has been all about rescues. In fact, take a look, we caught up with a rescue earlier today, a family with 3 children getting rescued, the youngest only 2 weeks old.
We want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all that you're doing. You know, we've been praying. We're Houston, we're Texans, and we're strong, and we're going to come back stronger. It hurts to see this. It hurts. But you know what? We're going to come back and stronger, and we want to thank you, everybody, all the people from everywhere. I mean, the unity, the love, that's what's important, that we're alive. It could have been worse, our lives. Houston has never been under siege like this. To see my city under siege, to see my people under siege, it's heartbreaking. But you know what? We're going to come back from it, and thanks to people, beautiful people like you.
Back here, take a look at this house, guys. It is crumbled. The pressure of the water. I mean, this is somebody's house. I mean, there are people who get to at least come home to see a water line. This house was crumbled. When we made this curve earlier let's show you that video from a Facebook Live, we were able to find a guy on his rooftop, and they were rescuing 6 dogs. So it has just been all about rescue, rescue, rescue. And thank God to Louisiana for coming and helping Texas, because they are saying we need all the help that we can get. We'll keep you updated from here. For now, we are in Humboldt, Texas. I'm Karen Chawla with photographer Rick Porche. We'll send it back to you guys.
Coming up at 5, we take a closer look at a group of volunteers who are rescuing people and pets in Louisiana. Developing now at 4, an officer-involved shooting in the Arklatex leaves 1 person dead and a deputy in the hospital. It happened in Simsboro, that's in Lincoln Parish. And KSLA News 12's Marie Waxel was the first television reporter on the scene this afternoon. She joins us live from Simsboro with the very latest. Marie.
Well, Dominique, all that's left right now of this afternoon's shooting are these orange markings on the road here at Rose Street. And just to give you a little perspective, we are right across the street from Simsboro School. Now, this is what the scene looked like just a few hours ago here along Highway 80. The Lincoln Parish Sheriff's Department spokesperson tells me their deputy attempted a traffic stop along I-20 around the lunchtime hour. The driver then fled from the officer, exiting I-20 and finally stopping here in front of the school. I'm told the deputy made contact with the driver, and that's when the driver pulled a gun and shot at the deputy. The deputy was able to return fire. The driver pronounced dead at the scene. That deputy taken to the hospital, where he is being treated for what we understand to be non-life-threatening injuries at this time. Now, no names are being released at this time, as this is still very early on in the investigation. Louisiana State Police are leading the investigation at this time. We'll hear from them coming up at 5 o'clock. For now, reporting live in Lincoln Parish, I'm Marie Waxel, KSLA News 12.